Oh, I mean, it's just amazing, and the Sherman Brothers music being honored today, and Winnie the Pooh's just been a part of my life forever, and working for Disney's been a dream, and this movie's been a dream, so I'm really excited. Yeah, I mean, he's amazing, and he was the most collaborative director I've ever worked with, and he loved the characters. It was fun to actually watch him direct Winnie the Pooh and Eeyore. You actually saw him sort of talking it out with them, and I can't wait for the world to see it. Well, I mean, we all talk about the theme of the movie, which is doing nothing often leads to the best something. So that's sort of our motto on this. But always just when he says rumbly in my tummy, I giggle a little bit, to be honest with you.
I do. I've always related to Eeyore myself. So being able to, voice this iconic character is pretty cool. I'm very grateful, very honored I had the opportunity. It's so great. I mean, he's affected so many different generations. I mean, I have friends that are like, we're going Friday night, and their kids are married or in college and not even there. And so it's wonderful, and I think we need stuff like this now more than ever. So it feels like it's coming at the perfect time. And Jim Cummings, who voices Pooh and Tigger, he's so brilliant. I've known him forever. We go back 30 years in the voiceover business, so it was like a coming home week to be able to work with that man and everyone else, because they speak to the essence of the children we are, even as adults. And I think that's what the movie points out, is that it's about you got to hold on to your childhood, and that's an important thing. I really never grew up. I mean, I'm a giant, but deep inside, you got to keep your kid. And I think that's what this is all about. And the animation is so spectacular, because when, that they kept the animals vintage and they have that look and that it's really amazing. It's just seamless to see how the characters in live action. It's just terrific. I'm very excited.
Well, it's amazing because Winnie the Pooh is just so magical, so this is just such a special experience, just being here. I mean, I've never been to a red carpet premiere before, so, it's really, really special. Winnie the Pooh, everyone knows him and the characters, and they're not like one of those, just those kid stories. They're for everyone, and they're just really special, and like I said, magical, yeah. I wouldn't say I have a favorite, because they're all different. They all have different personalities. They almost act as emotions. Like sometimes Eeyore's like sad and gloomy, and then Tigger's really bouncy. But I quite like Piglet, because he's really sweet.
So nice. It's so really nice to come here. I find it quite exciting to come to any of those big studios in Hollywood, because I dreamt of doing this job since I was a little boy. And whenever you arrive at the gates, especially at Disney, it's like a big, exciting feeling. And to come here for the premiere of a movie that I'm in is amazing. So it's really great, really great. Oh, I worked with Marc before on a film called Stay some years ago, and I loved working with him. And we kept in touch. And when he phoned me to tell me about this, the way he described it as a film that he thinks is important for today, I just thought, oh yeah, I want to be part of that. And then when I read it, I was so enchanted by the script. And I get to work with Winnie the Pooh for 4 months. It was amazing. It was amazing. I was brought up being read those stories and watching the Disney cartoons, and yeah, it's so familiar. We're so familiar with those characters, but then I got to be in a movie with them, which is great. Just seeing Winnie the Pooh again and hearing his voice, and Tigger and Eeyore, and also it's about something deep, and it's lovely. It's nice that it's that.
Oh, it's particularly, I think it's really special that it's here, because this is the home where a lot of these kind of movies get made, and I've been on this lot many times in the past, so it just makes it feel more of a family affair. I love the fact that you have Christopher Robin as an adult now, and he's kind of lost his way a little bit on the hamster wheel of life, of having all these responsibilities and the kind of burdens of looking after a family and ambitions at work, and he loses his way a little bit, as many adults do. And so to have Winnie the Pooh come back into his life and remind him that he's enough as he is, that he just wants to hang out as he is, and that his life is happening now, not trying to get anywhere. I think it's a wonderful antidote, this film, for now, and there's just a simplicity in it that's about friendship. People say nothing's impossible, but I do nothing every day. And I think actually what's great about that is that's really hard to do. It's almost impossible to do nothing these days. We're always so engaged, you know, so I think he's a lot to teach us. I think fans will recognize, I mean, first of all, of course, Jim Cummings as the voice means that it's a character, it's who you want Winnie the Pooh to be. The minute I heard that voice in the trailer, I knew that we'd done it, that I was part of something that was absolutely quintessential about who Winnie the Pooh is, that my grandparents' generation, my mother's generation, my generation, and now kids will all identify with. That familiarity is there. But then having it be about Christopher Robin, and as an adult, I think that's something that's going to appeal to adults who are also looking to reclaim their childhood or their sense of play.
You know, it's a privilege. It's an honor. It's a thrill because this is a complete reimagining of something that everybody's known and loved for years, including me. I started out in the audience, you know, truth be told, and I just hope everyone loves it as much as we do. It's an honor. It's a privilege. It's you know, I feel like it's a beautiful thing to bring these characters forward into the 21st century. Yeah. Yeah. See, Marc is one of those guys that has this vision, and it's so sensitive and so beautiful and so poetic that you just have to, you know what, let's follow. And it's a beautiful, beautiful rendition. Gosh, you know, the memories are myriad. You know, it's been 30-some years now since I've been your Winnie the Pooh and Tigger, and it's just a true honor. It's really an honor. It's a privilege. I don't know what to say.
Well, I think it's because it's a pipeline to when you were 5 years old.
And I think everyone's 5, maybe 8, when Winnie the Pooh shows up. It's joyous.
So, you know, at first I was on a plane with my daughter and she was watching the cartoon of Winnie the Pooh, and she suddenly looked over to me, "Can you finally make a movie for me? Like something kids can watch?" And I said, "Sure, why don't we make Pooh?" And then she looked at me, "Exactly, Pooh." And 3 years later, here we are. You know, I thought it would be fantastic to really make them as real as possible, that you almost forget they're animated and that it feels grounded and real, and you know, that they feel like they've been loved, those animals. I mean, it's a magical, and especially having the Richard Sherman dedication. Richard, who's been writing songs for Disney over 70 years, basically. And it's extraordinary. I really feel like for me, Pooh is about the heart, and his red sweater is about the heart and love. And it's like literally celebrating joy, love, and the heart, and I think we can't celebrate that enough. He has this transcendence that you always feel like, you know, he's a bear you want to hug when you have like you're alone or you have issues. There's something you can hold on to, and he has this feeling that everything is okay. He makes you feel like, you know, whatever happens, we're gonna be fine. And he has this philosophy, and these Poohism he uses, they are so simple but childlike, you know.